UHC Generations Fantasize. A dream that only partially came to fruition. I am here today to talk about it. And mostly talk about what went wrong with it and where it was going to go in the future. And I say was because it definitely isn't going there. Though I'm sure the one or two of you that may have been hoping this went somewhere already figured that out. Originally, it was just something I was inspired to do, obviously, by watching the original series. But I made plans and that got me hyped up to do it. And then when I actually got into the world and started sharing my mark on it, that's when everything became a little bit more real and meaningful to me. What really went wrong with it was a few things. The first, unfortunately, being how I went about the Tower of Life. Well, I love the tower, and it's amazing. It's beautiful to look at, and such. Unfortunately, the way it worked was just really dumb. It's full of pre-made soup, which is fun in the mechanical sense of there's like a limited supply, and after that, someone else will have to work on it to bring it back up. But unfortunately, it caused restrictions, and it would only cause severe restrictions in the future, as if you wanted to heal, you'd have to return here, or you'd pretty much just write it off entirely and go with something like golden apples. And while golden apples aren't exactly a problem, here I can do this, wow. Golden apples aren't exactly a problem, but with the whole lifeblood of UHCG being the healing soup, it would just fully erase that connection and that meaning from the world. What I'm getting at is there was basically no point in using the tower because you'd have to run back here to heal, and relying on that would probably get you killed. Like it almost did for me. And you'll see on screen, hopefully, a ruins, a supposed to be underwater ruin that I was attacked by multiple trident wielders, which almost resulted in my death. I don't have footage of the moment, and it would have just fully taken an off-screen death for the very first generation. I think, so that all concludes into the first mistake that I made in making this world. Just making mushroom soup essentially a chore to use. I think if I had connected all these chests up with the raw ingredients and let them funnel through, and, made it so there was three sets of chests, and you clicked, and it gave you one of each, because then you could bring the ingredients with you. I think that would have been better. I also think that the second mistake was that I put too much of my own enthusiasm onto having a successor. having someone directly to pass the wall on to. I had one. I was so excited, and I got about halfway through my time, in my eyes, before they withdrew. And I'm not going to say who it is, because I'm not... It doesn't matter. They withdrew, which is fine. But with that, my motivation did plummet in it, which shouldn't have been the case. I shouldn't have been so, reliant on having a successor for this. Because ultimately, it could have never worked either way. I should have just been happy to play. But I think because I had a face pretty early on to establish that they were the next person that had this wall, it made me want to make things for them. The next thing that I think went wrong is I don't think I wanted to be the founder. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but I originally watching the real series. My favorite is Code Neon. I love the idea of making all the mysteries and uncovering, like, all the ancient history type thing. But that wasn't an option here. I had lots of mysteries I wanted to do, and that was fun. I was gonna have a lot of fun with that, but other than that, this was just a normal survival. I mean, you can't really see any of the mysteries I had. I'll throw up my Google Doc, my Microsoft Word document, where I had all of the stuff I was planning in there. I had a bunch of the current mysteries and some of the ideas on what I wanted to do. And then I think I probably should have started on... It's not exactly a mistake, but I didn't start on the main area at all. I went 2 episodes. I was gonna have a third one with that, and I didn't start on what essentially would be Founders Town, but for Fantasize. I had a name for it, but I don't remember it. It was this thing off into the mountains over there, with a somewhat nod to Founders Town, but it was mostly like jungle ruins, and it should be coming up. I built it in creative on the seed before coming into this world, and I plan to use Lightmatica to bring it in. It's where the heart of the world, the big thing was that the heart of the world was going to be etched in the stone over there, and as the generations piled up, eventually it would open, and it would give my last journal, most likely. Not everything was, quote, set in stone, except for the heart. And the tower where everyone would spawn would be over there. And, the little village with the quest board, and an enchanting setup and stuff. And originally I had planned... I didn't have it built, but I planned to have had a house over there. But since I was here, I settled down and made the house that you can see over here. So, in short, the mistakes were that I did not give Mushroom the life soup its rightful place, trying to change it to be unique in this world, when I could have just made it come from something unique, like the tower. I put too much of my own motivation on having a successor, when I should have just been motivated to give it to somebody eventually, rather than a specific person. And lastly, I just didn't go far enough, fast enough. I thank you for watching and listening to me talk. And I do still truly care about this world and what it meant for me at the time. And I think it could have gone somewhere. But I don't know. I don't think I would have liked to not have been there when it did. Thank you.